Good morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. Welcome to TradeZone's Asian session update for the 21st of the 11th. So I hope you all had a great weekend and we hope that you had a good time. We hope you had a good trading week last week. So if you do enjoy our content and if you would like to see more and if you would like to check out our guest analysts during the week, please make sure you subscribe. We have some fantastic content from various analysts during the week, and the stuff they're usually putting out is really is excellent and well worth a watch. So if you'd like to see that live when it's coming out, check out and to subscribe. So this morning so far we're seeing flat open. We're seeing the dollar index had a positive session on Friday. We are seeing some slightly lower moves from the risk majors to the USD and to the Japanese yen. The dollar is slightly higher to the yen at this stage in the morning, and the Kiwi is bucking a trend with a 0.08% gain to the dollar. We'll be looking at the ASX to probably start the week higher after positive leads in the US, and we saw. So while the dollar was strong, we did see positive gains on stock indices on the last day of last week, with the Dow adding 0.59%, the S&P 0.48%, and the Nasdaq just scraped in at 0.01%, and the small caps added 0.58%. So we saw some decent moves. Now this is quite far off the averages, but we did see that fast continuation in play. We saw a new high as well, so there's a new weekly high just to cap out the week on the German 30, and we saw the US 30 as well start to push higher after that failed push down on Thursday. It didn't have the same momentum that the German 30 had, but still showing positive signs, and we'll continue to look at it this week. Potential more upside while we are seeing buy momentum in play. One of the worries is this level here. It could turn into supply, and it could also continue to show some resistance. So if we do see failure really to get back up and test this area or break it, it could be a small warning sign, and we'll want to see if buyers can continue to hold momentum. Now it's similar on a couple of the markets as well. So the SPX 500, I'll just update that. Sorry, it was a flat session, but there is plenty of support, but there is also plenty of resistance. So the support will be continuing to look is from that 3951 and below, and then above resistance at 3990. Now the NDX 100, we can see that it put together three positive sessions to end last week. Again, we are seeing this supply and resistance from 3996 and support down at that 7300 area. So I think a lot will come down to this week with the minutes. That's probably the key news this week. We do have some services and manufacturing data coming out as well. So we'll go over some of the news that's coming out this week. And sorry, I always get an itchy nose when the camera is on. So we have the RBA governor speaking on Tuesday. There's nothing really coming out today, news and data-wise. It's a pretty flat day. Tuesday we have the RBA, and then Wednesday we have the cash rate for the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, and we also have the policy statement and the press conference. And then that will be followed up by the European flush manufacturing and services data, and then we'll have the UK, and we'll also have the US services and manufacturing data. So that's all that PMI data coming out from Wednesday into Thursday morning. Now, so Thursday we have the FOMC meeting minutes, so that will probably be the highlight of the week. I think a lot of traders will check out what was in the minutes of the last meeting, and how does that really stack up to what we've been seeing lately with some of the CPI data and last week's PPI data. So that's showing a bit of a pullback in inflation, but the Fed's messages have been mixed. We have seen still some hawkish comments coming out, but then this morning we have seen the Fed's Bostic saying that they favour a slower pace of rate hikes ending near 5%. So we'll be we wonder what we're going to see from the minutes, and then what we're going to see moving forward from the Fed in regards to the CPI data that we have been seeing, and if that is actually, could we start to think of peak inflation, or is it really just a pullback, and we will see further inflation increase, and how do they see inflation at the moment in the States, and what's that going to do for the dollar? So the dollar at the moment, we can see it's starting to put in a little bit of a base of support that's from that 106.20 area. We do have that minor resistance at 106.92, and we've been holding in between these two levels basically for several trading days now. So overall though, we are seeing this shift in momentum. We can see that trend break, and we can see a new downtrend. Is pretty fast. It's no surprise that we do see a bit of a pullback, but then what we want to see from the USD is that next pullback. Do we see a lower high that starts to decline again, or do we see a decline, more buying, and a higher low that then starts to push up again? If that is the case, and we see a break of that previous high, definitely then there could be some pressure on selling momentum. But if we do see a rally up, a move down, a new lower high, and then a new push lower, definitely we could be seeing this new short to medium term downtrend start to show more control, and we could see further moves lower. So that's what we'll be looking to see this week, especially after the 5 minutes on the USD. If this is nothing more than just a retracement in a downtrend, or could it turn into something else? But we do have to keep in mind that strong break of momentum. It was, we had that trend break here, and then we had that nice lower high that this really confirmed the trend break. The stocks, we have covered the stocks, and what we'd like to see now is just how buyers are going to deal with some of these resistance points if we do see another leg up. Are we at a high point in some of the stock indexes? Will we see a deeper pullback to sort of, then look at seeing if the buyers are going to continue the trend higher? That's what we will be looking to see this week. So there's a few points of interest at this stage. Now, oil was a bit of a surprise last week. We had another strong decline on Friday's session. So we did see that demand and support, that were not only broken, but broken a couple of times, and we saw that real strong move down. We did see a very strong pullback from the lows on Friday's session. So could selling be a little bit overdone, and could we see a new counter rally pop up? And again, same with some of the stocks and the USD. Will we see a lower high, or will we see new support form? And at the moment, I'll be keeping an eye on oil to see if we can get back up to form a counter rally, to see what happens at that 85 area. If that previous support does turn into resistance, that could be a sign that we could see further downside. But this is quite an interesting little sign here. Just how much, how much rejection we saw on Friday from buyers after sellers tried to push the market back down below 80, and there was a really quick snapback. And we have seen that before. We can see back here we went below 80, and then we straight away the market moved back out of that. So we really want to see if that 80 can become a new is going to become a new demand and support area like we did see previously, and what will happen when we get back up to 85. So gold had another decline on Friday. No real surprise with the USDs trying to find some form. It was a very strong move up where we've had this move down. So we'll look to see if we can find a higher low on gold. It may even decline a bit more this week, but we want to see a new higher low just to support this this up leg, and the higher low followed by a new high could signal that this is the start of something, a new trend. So we'd want to see that, because we have a really nice breakout now of this very long and drawn out long-term downtrend, and we've got a break. So now we need the higher low and a new push higher just to confirm that. So finally, we were going to touch on cryptos. So cryptos are the top 10. We are seeing some buying. There's Bitcoin Cash is down this morning, but there's a fair bit of blue, but this does hide some of the weekend action. So we can see that we had another move down on Sunday. We're hoping to see support try and hold on Bitcoin at 16,208, that 16,200 area. And if we do see another break lower, we want to see these lows hold. It's the same with Ethereum. We saw a pretty strong sell-off on Sunday, and we want to see these lows hold. If we do see a break below these lows, that is quite a worrying sign, and who knows, we could even get back down to lows that we saw back in in June this year. The story is pretty similar. A lot of markets is clinging to lows, and we just want to see those lows hold out. Solana didn't make a new low, but again, the story and the picture is rather similar across a lot of these main coins. The volume still on Solana looks pretty horrible. We spoke about this on Friday. There's really not much volume going on. So Solana was really caught up in the FTX bankruptcy and the FTX collapse. So there really just doesn't look like a lot of interest in this coin at the moment. So Ava and Cardano, they're a similar story. We're just looking to see if they can hold lows. If these lows aren't able to hold, then we'll be looking to see if sellers are going to take that next step and break out again to the downside. So we are seeing these downward triangles at the moment, so they can be seen as a lot of downward pressure, and if support breaks it can be a new leg lower, but they still need to confirm, and we'll continue to see if buyers can defend those lows moving forward through this week. So again, it could come down to the US dollar. We think the FTX drama has sort of run itself out in terms of market shocks, so it may come down to the minutes and then the CPI outlook and thoughts from the Fed on the minutes this Thursday. So that's it for today's update. Thank you very much for your time this morning. We hope you have a fantastic week, and all the best with your trading this week. If you have any questions or if you'd like to talk to us about anything, feel free to get in contact with us. And again, please make sure you subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date with our content. So thanks again, and bye for now.